Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pulse of Spokane. My name is Emmet Rice and I'll be your host today. I'm joined by Denise and Kirsten from Ritters Garden Gift. How you folks doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm
Good,
doing
thank you.
great. Thanks for asking. So tell me a little bit about the origins of Ritters. I know you took it over from the Ritters family in 2008. Can you tell me what that process was like for you?
Sure. We took it over in February of 2008, and it has been a really good experience. We've had, a few ups and downs, but like any local business does, but we've done really well through the years. We've been really lucky.
That's great.
Yes.
That's great. Is there something you wanted to say? I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about the mission of your shop. We were talking before the show. You're a very family-oriented business, you mentioned.
Yeah, we're really family oriented. All of our, when my parents bought it and took it over, my aunt came and worked for us, and we've all kind of grown up in that realm together, all of us cousins and sisters, and we've always tried to make it a very family-friendly place, and we've tried to switch the dynamic a little bit, and it's been a fun experience, to say it's been fun, it's been challenging, it's been tough, but at the end of the day, we all really have a good time together, and it's really fun to watch something that we had absolutely no idea about, really grow and blossom into the place in the store that it is now.
Yeah, that's great. And I think especially in Spokane, people have a focus on this, local business, family-owned business, and I think they want to kind of support those businesses. What's been some of the advantages of owning a business in Spokane or running a business in Spokane where the community's so tight-knit?
I think for us, it's just being able to be ourselves. So we're able to be our own store and really stand out. But at the same time, we're able to bring in similar products that other stores have, but people still come to us for it, like plants and stuff. You can go to any big box store in Spokane and get them, but a lot of people really, take our quality and plants very seriously, and they really appreciate it when people come back every year. They're like, oh my gosh, my annuals have never looked this good, or my hanging baskets. And so we really try to, we do quality over quantity. And I think, just supporting us through all this has been really amazing. We've never seen a support like this that we have with COVID going on, but we always try to focus on local. I mean, even our gift store, we have so many local businesses in our gift store, and we've really shifted that, with candles, caramel sauce. I mean, anything you can think of, we really try to go local first, and then we outsource.
That's great.
Yeah.
And there's so many different things that's encapsulated in your shops. It's a garden shop, it's a gift shop.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about some of the things that encapsulate everything that's in your store.
Well, in our garden store, we just, we have everything that you would need to start, projects, backyard projects. We've got for when we do plants, when you buy a house plant, we have all the soils, the containers, and we really take the time to go and seek, local for, our containers we buy over in Seattle. And so we really take the time to go and, seek out different things. Same in the gift store, like Kirsten said, it's a lot of just local, buy it if we can. If we can't, then we outsource it. And in the plants, we have really good staff that helps us, with the house plants and things like that. And we'll go and, we will even go as far as we'll meet the truck. Mm-hmm. Over in North Bend.
Yeah.
Sure.
We've done that, so that has been a really, good thing that we've done, that we've tried to get them. We try to get different plants, from different, like in Florida. So we'll go down and actually meet the trucks. We've done that a couple times. So that's been fun. And then the nursery, again, we buy, local from Oregon, and we hand select everything, with that as well. And we start that process as soon as, we buy roses and they all come and bear root, and we have to have our order in by July.
Yeah.
For 2022. Mm-hmm. So it's, you're always working, for the next season and trying to, making sure that we have everything that we need and have everything that's brand new to us.
Yeah. You mentioned kind of traveling over to different parts of the country. You mentioned Minneapolis, obviously, before the show. Talk to me about what it's like going across the country and kind of trying to find things to put in your stores or something that might not be home to Spokane.
It's really fun. We when we visited Tonkadale, we came across a really cool pottery line called Berg's Pottery, and they're made in Italy. And we're kind of my mom and or my dad and aunt's family is from over there. So it's kind of cool to see all these garden centers carry these different pottery lines and houseplants. Like we had a connection with Florida, and so that's kind of how we got that going. And you know, being able to just experience other people's garden centers in different countries or different states, not countries, is kind of crazy. And it's definitely different how like Seattle and even Portland and Minneapolis have such a different clientele than we have. But being able to like pick and choose from what they have that we think will work here, or, you know, we'll get the ball rolling here. We always try to bring something in from each.
Fun and unique things.
Yeah.
We always do. Everywhere we go, even if we're like just going as a family, we'll go to the different garden centers and just see what's different in that area. So it's
even
it's
if
fun.
we're not meant to go there, we're like, oh my gosh, we like stop along the way.
Or stop. There's a garden center
we're like,
we gotta look at.
Yeah, because we always get so many different ideas.
Yeah, sounds like it's a true passion.
Yes, for sure. I mean, we always joke because we're like, it's so much work, and people don't understand how much work Ritters really takes, because it's like you're not there to like, we don't really show behind the scenes, and we're going to try to do that more this year. But it's kind of funny because we always joke, we're like, if we didn't love it, oh gosh, we would never do this again.
You don't. If you don't love it, you have to really love it.
You have to really love it.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys love it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's such a kind of seasonal business, at least in the gardening aspects, especially in Spokane, where we kind of get a true winter. What's your operation like in the winter when there's snow on the ground and can't obviously plant things outside?
Well, for us, we are right now, like when winter finally started here, we are always planning for the upcoming season. So now we have, we started the growing aspect of the business. So we're growing containers for, the spring, our hanging baskets and things like that. We started that about a week ago, and Kelsey's been helping us. She's our head grower, so she does that. So there's a lot of behind the scenes that you don't see, right now. And we just finished our gift store. We've set the bones in it for that for 21. And now the next week or so, we'll be starting, working in the garden center, and we'll be getting pottery and, just different things to put in the garden store. And we did order last fall. So all that freight will be starting to come in as well. And so we'll check that in and get that all set up. And so there's always a lot of stuff that's always happening behind the scenes that you don't see.
Sure.
Yeah, we don't get to we wish we could take winters off, but I think that's our busiest time, is probably now all the way through July, is when we're just there probably 6 days a week and just really, making sure everything looks really perfect for May and getting that ready.
That's interesting. Obviously with the seasons, things change. Is there a favorite season that you guys like, or a favorite, I guess, garden season?
For me, I like spring.
Yeah.
Because it's fast paced, and like I said, we're growing the hanging baskets. And once that room, that we call that the bedding room, we set that in early April. And by the end of April, you can really see what we've done all winter. It's so beautiful in there. You just stand there and you just go, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. So for me, it's spring. And I do like Christmas as well. This last Christmas was a little bit different. Typically we'll have Santa and the reindeer, and because of COVID, we didn't have that. But it was still we still had a good Christmas, and people were, grateful that we were open.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
you said you were deemed essential since the beginning of COVID. Did you, I know with a lot of things, like perhaps, I don't know, I've seen it with like playing guitar or instruments or skateboarding. People have kind of picked up new passions during COVID, and especially with it kind of starting in the spring, kind of right in that maybe busiest season for you. Did you see a growing passion for gardening spring out of that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we did. We saw a huge, we weren't sure, when we started in March what we were going to do. But we offer, we still do offer like the curbside service. So if people, have, conditions that they didn't feel comfortable coming in, we would gladly either, put it, they could just come to the curb and we would bring it out for them. They could look on our website or call us and we would help them with that. Also, we would do deliveries. We also did, for the first time, when they call, we would do a virtual. And we were going to continue all of these services into this year as well. So,
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is there anything in particular that you think sets apart Spokane from other parts of the country in terms of environment that maybe make it unique in terms of gardening or anything?
I think people in Spokane are really passionate about plants. I think that's really different that we don't see. I mean, you see it in Seattle and all the bigger cities, but I think Spokane has a really strong plant community. And we were actually even shocked by that for the longest time. And I think coming out of COVID, I mean, a lot of people that never got into plants before, they were just scared or, you know, they didn't know. And I think it takes really, I mean, not to say this in a bad way, but it takes killing or, you know, not doing it correctly the first time or two. And a lot of people get discouraged from that. And they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't have a green thumb. I can't garden. I mean, I can't tell you how many houseplants I've killed, but it just takes like one to make you like actually feel like you can do it. And it just takes the right, you know, tools and the right like information. And we really try to give that to people. And we don't want people to just take a rose bush home and then plant it and then have something happen to it. Like, we're always here to like answer questions. Or, I mean, we run the social media and, you know, we were always asking, like, you know, people are always sending in their questions, and we always answer everything that we can. And we have a really great staff that knows so much, and, you know, we just try to encourage people. And I think a lot of people in Spokane are really receptive of that.
Sure.
Whereas other places, I don't know. We've never.
We always try.
Yeah.
You know, they call or whatever, and we'll have like Kirsten said, we have great staff that
Yeah.
go above and beyond and try to figure things out. Even if they don't know, they'll research it out and get back to the customer. So I think that sets us apart
Yeah.
in itself.
Sure. Yeah, I think it can be a very intimidating
Yes.
kind of hobby to get into. So I love that you guys are very receptive and
Yeah.
open to answer questions for your customers.
Yeah.
I'm sure
For
that
sure.
makes people want to come back.
Yeah.
And
we
on
hope
that
so.
topic, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up bonsai trees. And in my past experiences, all have failed. So I have to ask, what is the correct process for maintaining a bonsai tree?
Well, the correct process, well, you know, you have to make sure that you find a really good bonsai first. You want to make sure it has good drainage, you know, good, nice tray. Kelsey always says, and Robert over in Seattle, he always tells us that to use distilled water, and then to make sure like the rocks on top are usually a light color. And if you scrape just the surface off, if the rocks beneath that are a little bit damp, that's when you know you're giving it enough water. And then just to give it a little bit more, just to make sure it's constantly moist but not soaking wet, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And
So
not
it's like
dry.
yeah, you really have
Yeah.
to base it off the rocks that sit on top, and we sell the rocks too.
We do.
Yeah, so that's a big
it's a
thing.
very paternal or maternal relationship with your bonsai tree.
Yeah.
It
It
must
is.
be.
It
Oh, for
is.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never taken one home. I've never tried one because I'm just still trying to conquer the main house plants, but the easy ones. But I mean, over the years, hopefully one day.
Right. And we have RB who helps us with
Yeah.
that as well, and he's really good. And his
Really
dad
good.
actually does the bonsais, the outdoor bonsais.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they're
okay.
really cool. Yeah.
They
he's
are
a
super
great,
cool.
yeah, RB in our nursery. He has an amazing bonsai collection. His dad has an amazing bonsai collection. He can answer any question, anything. Like RB is the guy to go to.
That's amazing. Well, like
Yeah.
I said before, it's that intimidation factor of
For
kind of
sure.
getting into things like that. So
Yeah.
I think I found my place where I need
Yes.
to go for my
Yes.
bonsai trees. Well, before we wrap up, is there anything you two would like to mention about your store?
I don't
Just
know.
we're just getting ready for spring, and we're excited for spring. It's
Yeah.
been a long 5 months now we've been indoors, but just getting ready for spring and ready to garden outside and eager to see customers coming back.
Yeah,
Great.
for sure.
Excited for the spring season, I'm sure.
Oh,
Yes,
yes. Very
yes.
excited.
Well, you two, thank you so much for joining us on The Pulse. It was a pleasure having you, a pleasure talking to you. And thanks to our audience for joining us for another episode. We'll see you next time.
What? You haven't been to the library lately? Stop in today and see that the library is more than books. Spokane County Library District facilities feature on-site technology, including Wi-Fi, computers, and printers, as well as free use of meeting rooms. The Library District offers events and programs for all ages, from story times to career development and employer classes to Social Security workshops. Our staff is well trained and happy to help. Find out more about your library at scld.org.
Welcome to Tom Sawyer Country Coffee.
Tom Sawyer Country Coffee only roasts the finest organic coffee for our signature blends. Enjoy a cup at our coffee shop and local businesses and organizations across the region.
I'm Tom Sawyer, and we choose the Pacific Northwest.
Hi, this is Kurt Stockwell with Well Dressed Walrus. We are a local website design and development company here in Spokane. What we do is build beautiful, usable websites for local businesses. A website needs to be beautiful, it needs to be usable for your users, your customers, and yourself. Contact us anytime. We'd love to talk with you about your online marketing.
Thanks for watching this episode of The Pulse. We are where you are. Check us out on any of these other platforms as well as our website. This show is sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Homes for You, and Apex Cannabis.